Test, test. Which mic am I using? Can you hear me? Test, test. No, that's working. Which mic am I using? Can you hear me? Test, test. No, that's working. Which mic am I using? Can you hear me? Test, test. No, that's working. Which mic am I using? Gotta love looping. Test, test. No, that's working. Which mic am I using? Gotta love looping. There we go. Fix the looping. There we go. I was trying to figure out what was going on there. Alrighty then. And I've also got a Zoom call for anybody that wants to come hang out in the Zoom call. Let me pull that up. Where's the Zoom call? There we go. I got to... Setting up streams are always so much fun. It's like juggling multiple screens. Perfect. All right, let me put this down here. All right. Hang on. Posting this in a couple other places, and then we will get started. I just need to... paste that there. Let me... Why is my camera not working in stream? That's another question. Okay, let me figure out the camera's not working in stream. Video capture device. Hello? Video capture device? Cancel? Why is this not working? Why is the video capture device not working? This was working earlier. Oh, lordy. If that's working. Let me unplug this and plug it back in. There we go. Hey, we got a camera again. Hey, there we go. All right. Perfect. Okay. Got tea boiling. I'm gonna have to grab that as soon as I hear it whistling, but I'm otherwise ready to go. There's the tea. All right, I'll be back. Okay, we're back. And we're live. And I've got a Zoom instance here, and nobody waiting in the Zoom instance. Alright, let's split screen this here. Split screen this here. Pull this over here. Oh, come back. There we go. All right, let's get started. So, what I was working on the other day was I was looking at I was looking into this problem here. I wanted to do single static assignment solving for OpenRare. Okay, so hello everybody, welcome. I am writing security vulnerability fixes to remediate security vulnerabilities in source code. We're actively we're going to be writing source code manipulation transformations to fix actual vulnerabilities in source code. Let's do mass refactoring. So if you're new to chat, love to hear from you. Love to have you say hi, and introduce yourself and tell me what brought you here. Yeah. So what is Open Rewrite? Open Rewrite's a source code refactoring tool, lets you mass refactor, and I've been using it for the past several years to do mass refactoring of security vulnerabilities to fix various different security vulnerabilities at scale across open source. It's been very, very powerful and has allowed me to generate thousands of pull requests to fix various different security vulnerabilities across open source. Interesting. Hang on 1 second. I'm getting a message from someone. Hold on. All right. Okay. So I've been doing this thing where I've been trying to fix this vulnerability and determining what this value is here. Or determining what this value is statically, right? Okay, like let's take this static final variable and fix a vulnerability given the knowledge that this variable is only used once. So I am looking into writing a recipe that allows me to navigate from this method call to this variable here, and then from there to the single variable that's been assigned to it. And if I can do that, then I can determine that this thing is vulnerable and then fix the vulnerability by doing the source code transformation on it. Welcome to the chat. Love for the new viewers to come say hello and introduce yourself if you so desire. Yeah. Hang on 1 second. His OBS got a red light. It's late. Okay, we're good. We're all good. We're all good. All right. So, be in data flow, search. Traits. Util. Let's try util for right now. SSA. Yeah, so I want similar to SSA, single static assignment form. Hello and welcome. Currently skimming through CodeQL's source code to try to figure out how they're doing SSA, single stack assignment form, to try to mirror that logic across into Open Rewrite. Currently deciding whether or not to try to use their implementation or just write my own sort of logic here. And not certain which direction I'm gonna go. Yeah. Yeah. Parent def, desugared, get enclosed type. Control flow node, capture node, get the control flow node at which the variable rate is read to get the value for the var access inside of closure. So, all right. Let me do this. I need to, nope, this one. Static analysis, rewrite analysis. I'm like tempted to do this the right way, and I'm tempted to do it the wrong way, which is just like, wait, yeah, there's a part of me that's just tempted to do this the lazy ass way and not try to attempt to do this right. First classes and predicates for SSA representation, single static assignment form, represented as restricted to local variables. An SSA variable consists of the pair of a base SSA variable and control flow node at which it is defined. Each SSA variable is defined either by a find node or an implicit initial value for parameters, or an explicit update. This is a restricted version of SSA.qll that only handles local scoped variables in order to not depend upon virtual dispatch. Makes a lot of assumptions that I know. What is a phi node? What is a phi node? It's an LLVM concept. Oh lordy, we're down the rabbit hole right now. A find node is an instruction used to select a value depending upon the processor of the current block. It also uses a value, which is one of the classes which it inherits from. Find nodes are necessary due to the structure of the SSA single static assignment form of LLVM code. For example, the following C++ function gets translated into the following IR created through Clang. Oh, interesting. in L or N, we find I don't really have value. So there's a different term for those, constant interpolation or something like that. Compiler, constant folding. Constant folding is, alright, let me pull this down. Constant folding is the process of recognizing and evaluating constant expressions at compile time rather than computing in them at runtime. In terms of constant expression, they are typically literals. Constant folding. Used to find chains. Hello and welcome. So I'm just skimming through some documentation on Wikipedia to try to figure out what I think I want to do constant folding is the use case that I'm going to try to do. I don't think I'm doing SSA. Let me delete this. I'm doing constant folding. Constant folding and propagation related to compiler. Is there any constant folding in? Java. Let's look for Java. Interesting. Get constant string. Get the constant. What is this? What is this? This is JavaScript. I'm looking for Java. Wrong language. Path Java slash. Alrighty then. Alright, well that is not what I'm looking for. Look for compile time constant. So, compile time constants are interesting expressions. These are only for primitives, though. Okay, so these are constant. Okay, these are. Oh lordy. Okay, so these are constant constant expressions, and I'm looking for compile time constants. They're not quite what I'm looking for here, because I'm looking for what a constant fold. Let's just do constant fold. And then let's try to test for this constant fold. Um. Excuse me. Running solo streaming? Yes. There's somebody joining us. Hello.
Hey.
Hello, how are you?
Not too bad.
Good. Yeah, I'm playing around with constant folding.
I was seeing that.
What?
I was seeing that.
Yeah. Here, I'll screen share too in Zoom if you want to watch in Zoom instead of So I'm currently trying to figure out if am I going down the is single like I don't think I need full single static assignment form, and I also I'm afraid that I'm butchering the terminology because I really truly have no experience with this stuff. I'm very much making this up. I know what I want, right? I know the behavior that I want, which is hey, for this AST element, give me what the value is.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, maybe that's just what I do is I want, for every method invocation, I want some API that'll be this is a problem you've probably had too, right? You want to know the value of the thing instead of the thing, right?
Yeah, that's actually where I use data flow analysis up in Rewrite Launch Darkly.
Interesting.
The idea was, in that context, I wanted to find a feature key.
Yes.
Which was just string value or something somewhere.
Yes.
And it's just hey, I want to know if that value is injected in this particular call site.
Yes. But data flow analysis doesn't work multi-file or anything like that. It also doesn't,
Correct.
Right. It does, right. That was
a couple of single use cases.
Yeah. Sure. So you're using the same logic that basically is in the XML parsers, which are just give me either that there's data flow between this thing, or give me the constant static value that's at the top of the file, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So. Alright. I'm just gonna try and get this thing to extends Java ISO visitor. Yeah, so my goal behind all this is I'm writing security fix recipes and I'm throwing them into a jar file and gonna sell a jar file. That's my plan. Is I'm gonna sell open rewrite jar files that contain security fix recipes. That's my short-term plan. We'll see if it goes anywhere. All right. Recipe rewrite test dot to recipe constant fold visitor. Great, perfect, awesome. I think I'm just gonna do it such that like any method invocation, yeah, static invocation matcher. I really need a matcher for all. Like this is my stupid invocation. This is my T. Yeah, so invocation matcher that is of type all that just matches on everything is just a T true, and this will give me a matcher for like if I want to match on all method invocations, right? Visit expression, right? If all matcher dot advanced dot is argument get cursor, or well, it's first argument get cursor. So I don't care what method it is. I just want any expression that is the first argument. Do a thing. Oh, why is this? Oh, it's complaining about non-null. Fine. I will copy this to there. Great. 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 Go away. This is not true here. All right. So, you know. Any object arg no op love no ops. Okay. Any foo. Okay. And what I want foo to print out is I want this to be, I think I want just to do that's an option. It's not quite what I was thinking. GitHub Copilot coming up. I think I want it to be a comment, like a search result that it contains the AST elements. So like I still want foo, but
you want the comment indicator.
Yeah, just like you know,
the value foo.
Yeah, this is what this thing is going to be. I think it's not that character.
Squiggles and an arrow.
Yeah, but that it's not. It's they're using some like weird character for it. It's not actually that character. It's two squiggles and an arrow. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
The two tildes, then an arrow, and then the value.
Interesting. And then star. No, there's two tildes at the end, right?
Usually.
Okay.
They'll get you close enough that the test will fail and tell you what you've done wrong.
Yes. All right. The problem. Okay, so I have a couple of problems here. I don't know what the API that I want is. What is the API that I want? Get value from the cursor? Like, option of return search result dot. No, it's not found. Let's see.
You want to get the actual value back?
Option of J. Let's just start here. Value. I want the value, constant value is going to equal constant fold find constant value. Cursor? Maybe? Let's see if that, and then I guess if we find the constant value is some, that'll
just be a search result with message content.
Yeah, search result dot found constant value dot sum dot print get cursor expression.
Well, so that would just be an expression. So you can just put the expression as the first argument.
Wait, found is.
And then you flipped your arguments essentially.
Oh, I did. Yep, I did. I did flip my arguments. See, this is why it's fun to do this. Pair programming or extreme programming is something that I have not done a lot in my. It's not. I've done it a lot. I just haven't done it enough. I love it. It makes me. I have it. It's a lot of fun spending time with other people writing code. It's like.
Yeah.
I did it a lot with interns and mentees, and it's good to work with other people that All right, and I think my stupid solution to this is gonna be tester development based option sum new j dot literal tree UID random yada yada yada. I hate myself for doing the tester development based strategy. Where is I already wrote one of these. Where's the string literal static analysis? I already wrote one of these yesterday. I just want to copy the damn constructor. Sasquatch. Here it is. Here, create. There we go. Copy this. There we go. This string literal of foo. Alright, that should pass. Alright. Close that, close that. Close. Okay. This should run, this should pass. Nope, doesn't pass. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes.
That's this, yeah. It's
the arrows, yeah.
Squiggly. Test-driven development. Okay. Oh, it's the parentheses. You gotta put parentheses around it. I do love Open Rewrite for its test-driven development. It's so nice for TDD. I really appreciate that Jonathan and the Modern folks put effort and energy into creating a really nice environment for testing. All right, so that works. Let's try. Fine, I'm gonna change my test. Force myself. All right, private static final bar. Nope. Come on. GitHub Copilot, you can do better than this. Any... you're close. Close. No, you're still not there. Oh, wait. Oh, I know what the problem is. I goofed. There we go. There we go. Okay, now it knows what I'm doing. And that's going to fail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, perfect.
Doesn't know.
Perfect. Great. All right, now let's go write the logic that I know. So, all right. Expr dot view of cursor. Have you played around with the trait stuff besides copying and pasting what I've done?
Not as much as I would have liked. But
I don't think that anybody has besides me and like some of my mentees. I think that it's convoluted. It's supposed to be like a better API for doing stuff that's like similar to CodeQL.
Yeah.
That's the dream. Dreams and reality tend to diverge a bit.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of CodeQL experience either.
That's very fair. Okay.
Just fumbled my way through it. I got there.
There you go. Alright. So, instance access, var access, literal, binary, yada yada yada. So, alright, so if it's... Oh, and then we also want we want a third case. I want another one. Any Baz. And if I have bad, I want it to also print out. I want it to do the same thing here. Squiggly squiggly. Baz. Because it's I want, yeah. Squiggly squiggly. Arrow. Yeah, I want that. So if it is already a constant, I want it to just give me the constant value back. The other thing so CodeQL has this thing called, it doesn't, I think that I want like something bigger than what CodeQL has. So CodeQL has this concept called compile time constant expression, which is, I think it's based upon JSL v8, whatever this thing is, right? And it's the ability to any literals and any like multiplication, division, yada yada yada, all those things, like it can be solved for. I think it's stuff that the compiler solves for automatically, and so you can use compile time expression in CodeQL to figure out what the string value of an expression is, or like a Boolean value, and it'll calculate the Boolean value or calculate the string value. Yeah, it's very nice for doing all that stuff. But compile time constants are only primitives or strings. And we kind of want something that's like more generic. We want it to be any expression that's a constant. Like, array accesses or stuff like that. Yeah. Alright, so it's a view. I'm like tempted to be super lazy up there. Dataflow node, even though I'm only using half the dataflow node. Dataflow node of cursor. Dot. I wrote half of this over here. Where'd it go? Sasquatch. Yeah, okay. Too many windows. There we go. Cursor. Okay, so if it's in variable access, then we're doing something meaningful with it. I'm actually gonna pull this in. If it's a variable access, get the value, or get the variable access. This is gonna return, I think this is gonna return an expression. No, expr. Is it before the syntax? There we go. Okay, it's gonna return an expr. Filter dot, and then map collection of, yeah, get the, or get the there's gotta be, what's the, it's a collection. How do you get a single element out of a collection? Iterate over it.
Yeah.
Values dot stream dot find first dot get. Yes, I know that. Ugh. Alright, fine. We'll do this the. I've already pre-filtered the damn thing, so we know that it's a size 0 or size 1. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah. Values dot iterator dot next. Okay, that's duh. Okay, simple. That's gonna return that. Well, only if it's a variable access.
Your first map should already guarantee data expression, right?
Right, but if it's not, or else, I did this in rewrite security.
Option none, probably.
No, but it's there's some other, like, it's the literal version. I want the literal version as well, or else node. Yeah. Get it as a literal. Get it as a literal. Yeah.
It's either variable access.
Yeah.
The literal right there in line. Got it.
Yeah. So, or else n dot as expression parent, right? Is a literal not an oh, it's an expr. Why are we using expr parent? This can be an expr. As expr. What? Yeah, it's an expr. Required type expression. Provided option literal. Yeah, I know. Why are you, or else?
I believe it's complaining at this point because your final map there is returning an expression. So your types are differing along the way at the moment. Well, you still have to build up the rest of it.
Alright, fine. Map. Nope. Oh, wrong. It's doing it in the wrong place. There we go. Expr.class cast. There we go. So that's either the literal, so now we either have the literal form or the single value. That is assigned to it. So this is going to return an option of expr. Hey, I got that right. Okay. So that's an option of expr. Public static option expr find constant so let's just use this as the return that. So that's the find constant expression version. Cursor. So then we want to the value version. So we have an expr, and an expr is an expr parent, and it's a top, and a top has a UUID. So we need to find the element that is of this type. And this is that thing that I was thinking about yesterday and like posted in the Slack channel last night. I think that there's a missing visitor that we want. One of the things that I've been trying to do I've been really trying to not so there are certain elements. So the model for the model for the trait API sometimes doesn't have an element backing it. Sometimes it's a fake. I think that the case that it's a fake is, here we go. Yeah, so in this case, this is the only case currently, but there is no backing, like, this Java type variable is not itself an actual J element. So field type from variable is used to flag. It's used when you have it's a trait that wraps it's a trait that wraps over the concept of a field access. So there's this concept, right? Variable access up here. Yeah, variable access. Why is this complaining? Yeah, variable access is a possibly qualified reference to a field, and this field may or may not exist in scope. One of the things that was really nice about CodeQL is that I could go to a field access, like let's say that I'm accessing a field in another source file, right? And you've probably run into this, right? Where like someone will have a static string, but it won't be in the file you're using it in, and so you want to know what that value is.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, in CodeQL, you can walk across that boundary, right? You can just say, hey, get field, get value, right? Because CodeQL's, everything's in a database. And so you're just doing an extra lookup into another database file, and you don't care, right? Like, and with Open Rewrite, Jonathan's got that whole thing where the Open Rewrite folks have rewritten the whole thing such that everything's lazily loaded, right? Yeah. So you can't store up files and then do a lookup later.
Not in the traditional sense, that's for sure.
Right.
I mean, you can make this sort of thing work with a scanning phase.
That's very true. Yeah, you have to be explicit about what you're trying to get up front, though. And you have to know what you're looking for, right? Like,
correct.
That's part of the problem sometimes, is that like, especially with like when I'm thinking through like global data flow and global taint flow analysis, like you might not know what you're looking for up front for what valid data flow or taint flow is until you find a valid source, and then you're like, oh, I want to go back and look at this stuff. I don't know. Yeah. Find constant expression. All right. Private static final. Top finder visitor. Oh, need a class there. Extends Java visitor p. Pre-visit. Yeah. Private final top. Nope. Import. Don't create a new. All our construction. I do love Lombok. I really love Lombok. If tree.e get ID, if top.getID equals tree.getID, oh, did Jonathan introduce like some? There's some APIs that he introduced for like atomically extracting values, right? Is it in Visitor?
It's
down at the bottom.
Usually the pattern that I see him using for that is passing in an atomic as the constant.
Yeah, but
the context.
Yeah, there were some new APIs that I saw a little bit ago, though, that made that nicer. Was it in Cursor, or was it in Java ISO Visitor?
If it was in one of the visitors, I would think it would be down fairly low.
Java Visitor. Maybe Tree Visitor?
Possibly.
Like, there was some... Adapt. No, not adapt. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Is there something lower than tree? No.
No, tree's the lowest.
Collect. Here it is. Collect.
Hmm. So you hand it a tree and then you get a collection of the thing you're looking for.
Yeah. I just want to see how it's used. Tree, visitor, collect. Find annotations is using it. Okay, find annotations. What is find annotations? Oh, that's very unhelpful. I'll get the visitor for the find annotations. Oh, it's anything there's a search result on? Is that what it is? So anything you throw a search result on, you get that thing?
I think so. That looks like what it's doing. Anything that comes back as modified by your recipe visitor.
Yeah, that's...
Then gets thrown into your, in this case, that set.
Yeah. Too many windows. Oh, I need to rearrange my windows for a second. Here we go. Alright, there we go. Yeah, is there another one that's like nicer than this one, or is that the... Bah.
And that looks like the simplest one right there. The first one.
Yep. Yep.
There might be a find literals helper method if that's what you're headed after.
Search result found tree, and I want to stop after pre-visit. I don't need to go any further than that. So then I can use this tree visitor dot collect new top find a visitor with this. Oh, I need to know the expert exists. So return the map. Expert tree visitor collect expert second argument
It's the current tree. Should be able to cursor to get value, I think. Unless you gotta go all the way.
No, I need to get the root, so cursor dot
get root at get value.
yeah. And then collect, it takes a collection? Yeah, an initial collection. I'm surprised he's not required, like, not expecting that it uses that, like, there's a hash set that they usually use for open rewrite, which is the,
identity.
I'm surprised that he's not using that here. Or in his use case over here.
Yeah. I mean, that is a little interesting.
I'm gonna ask. I'm curious. I have questions. I want to ask. Unless anybody in chat knows, or if Jonathan's in chat. I doubt he is, though. At Jonathan, curious why the uses of... Wow. Nope, don't want it like that. Aren't using the we'll see what he says. Yeah, okay. So that's nifty. I'm only expecting one though. Chase. Let's just be a set. If set yeah, I think that's it. I mean, we'll see. Let's run the tests. Well, nope. And blew up. Alright. Class cast exception string cannot be cast tree. Where is that happening? Create a breakpoint? Yeah, please do.
So I bet that's on your literal case side. Maybe. If it's getting the value there.
It's about to throw an exception. No, the exception's being thrown...
Maybe root get value is returning a string.
It is returning a string. Oh, okay. Oh. Oh. I want the thing above the root. Yeah. Right. Because yeah. Every root, right? The root is always this root value string. Right. You always want the thing above the root. When is get root ever used? Thank you. I know where it's used in my code. I was looking for where it's used in... Where is get root ever used? Template parser. Is that it? Scanning recipe. Okay. Okay, I want the compilation unit.
So you should be able to do a drop until.
Yeah. Drop until.
And then just J compilation unit class is instance.
That one. Yep. Let's try that out. Well, multiple top-level trees found for literal base. Interesting. What? What are the multiple trees it found? I put that test in there as a joke. I'm surprised. Show me more. 6! What? What? I said stop. I'm so confused. What? Why is there a variable declaration in there with the same UUID? What? The IDs are different. What is expert.getID? It's A6D. Okay, A6D. What? Why am I getting it? I'm so confused. I'm not creating multiple of these things, am I? Maybe collect doesn't do what I think it does. What is going on here?
Is it getting the path to that element? Is that what's going on?
That doesn't...
Because that seems like what might be happening. Because there's a class declaration, then we get the variable declaration.
Oh, it's giving the entire tree. Yeah, it's giving the
block.
tree. What? That's not what I expect for collect to do. What is this thing doing? Subscribe to type match on. What does a tree observer subscription do? Wait, so when it's initial.add. Oh, on tree change. So it's subscribing to everything that changed in the tree. Oh, okay.
Which would be that particular element and all of its parents.
Yeah. Well, that's not... Okay, fine. I respect that that's what's going on here. Dot stream dot filter j dot expert dot get equals j dot get ID. Why are you complaining? What did I do wrong? Oh, it's a type tree. What? Why is this a type tree? Collect. J.class.cast. Fine. Alright, I think that should probably work.
Really? What's now? No trouble. What? Did it not include that?
Oh my. Maybe I should have just done this the way that I knew how to do it. Okay, so I found the result. So we have the literal. It's got the ID we want. Okay, the first J we're getting is this entire expression. Great. Then we get that. Then we get the compilation unit. Then we get the block. Then we get the class declaration. Now we get the literal. This is the literal foo. Oh, wait. Hang on. When you have the searcher result, does the matcher, does the UUID change?
When you apply a search result, it will add a marker. So
But that doesn't change the
the
UUID.
UUID should still stay the same,
Yeah,
but the object reference would be different.
that's fine.
That's your same instance ID.
It is the same instance ID. It's true. Oh wait, we're on a second loop now. Why are we doing a second loop? Why have we done this again?
You're on the bar value now. So I think you moved on to your second test case.
Oh, okay. True. This is Baz. Wait, what is my constant fold test?
So your first two cases passed.
J method invocation, okay. J block. J compilation unit, J literal. That's true.
Now we're in a third case. This is the loop. It's done it again. True. Okay. This is bar. True. And this is gonna be Baz. I put a breakpoint there. No, I didn't put a breakpoint there. Oops.
Let's try this again.
Okay, so the cursor we're trying to find we're trying to find a constant value for Baz. Baz has the marker now. Yeah, the marker, there's a new UUID for the mark because the marker's been, no, wait. Found. If there's already a marker on it, then keep it. I mean, ultimately, I don't know if this matters. If I just do this as bind, and I do option sum, like, I'm curious why it's happening this way, but I also don't necessarily care. If it's empty, I think this will still work to make the test pass. Run? Hello? I'm very confused. What is going on here? Oh.
I think it's double marking it.
Yeah.
So there's just a item potency issue on making sure that it only does it once.
I think that's not in the find constant value. That's in. Is that only with Baz?
It looks like all three.
That's confusing. That's really confusing. Because... I'll do this. Found merging. Let's see if that fixes it.
Is where you're putting in the message a j.literal? Out of the find constant value? Remember you copying some code from somewhere that was created literal?
Sorry, ask the question again?
Initially, you had copied some code that was creating the literal itself.
Yes. I got rid of that. I was just like, I've created a manual literal, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I was just thinking, I guess you're not adding a new j.literal somewhere in the tree, so that it shouldn't find it twice from that.
No. I really wish there was like a pointer at, like, this is the place in the source code you're currently looking at. Like, a more visual debugger for this entire thing would be a real pleasant addition. Okay. Cursor is this identifier. Foo. I got bar. And we got Baz.
And this is the second cycle. Starting out.
We got Foo.
Yeah,
Wait,
but
now we've already got this thing.
I bet if for now what you did is set cycles to just one,
Yeah.
that your test would actually pass.
Yeah, I'm agreeing that. I agree, but I'm like confused what's going on here.
Right now, I don't think any condition that says, hey, I'm done.
I know.
I found the thing.
Expression is foo. It's not. Wait. Why isn't an identifier named foo? What? I'm very.
Well,
You know. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna.
so the identifier you literally named foo, so that's why it's also named foo.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
Fix those.
Yeah. Bar. Ident. Yeah.
Don't forget to change your.
Yeah. I'm just gonna run this and see what happens after I do that. Okay. I mean, I would expect it to find the same value twice. Like, for here, right? Like, I'd expect it to find foo ident, and then put foo in there as a search result again. But found... If description... When I use merging found, if the descriptions are the same, they should use the same descriptions. So why is constant value... Why are we getting a different constant value for anything besides Baz? That's what I'm confused about. Why are we getting a different constant value? Second. Okay. Foo ident. The constant value is the literal foo. And the expression is foo ident. That makes sense. You know what I really need to do? I think to make my life sane, I need to simplify this unit test. I need to make a single case and debug that. Folding single element. So I can reason about one at a time. Alright. Foo ident. And then this is going to be foo for the literal. And now this expression is what? Alright, so wait, what? Where did we get...
I think you have two recipes here that are both returning the marker, the search result marker. I think your inner one might be leaking out to the outer one where you're adding the actual value.
I'm very confused. Wait. This inner one is leaking into the outer one?
I think so. Because collect is going to return all the elements that have changed. And a marker being present on an element is a change. So then you're turning around and saying, okay, well, now that I have these elements, let me add another marker on top of it. During your second pass, at least.
That's very confusing. Alright, fine. I will do this. Fine. Let me. All right, collect is interesting, but it's not doing what I expect it to do. I think you're very much right. Fine. Is it just an atomic reference?
Yeah, usually. Atomic reference will let you assign any object to it.
Okay. If
You just do p.set, I think.
I know. Yeah, there we go. What even is it coming up with for that? Top finder dot. Dot.
Atomic reference you want here, probably.
Well, no. I need the.
Oh, that's right.
Right, I need the compilation unit. What is this complaining about? Isn't do I actually need? What is this? Oh, what? I'm very. Oh, it's ambiguous. I understand. Alright, let's try that out. Interesting. It's coming with the padding, but that's fine. Right? I guess that makes sense. Trim. There we go. Let's throw a trim on there. Great. Alright, let's try running the whole thing. Oh my. Baz. I mean, it did the job. It just did it twice. But now it's right.
Mm-hmm.
Set the office lights to 50%. Mm-mm. Hello?
Okay?
Yeah. Hang on one second.
Weren't answering messages or phone calls.
Hang on one second.
I was concerned.
I don't know why the messages aren't coming through.
Phone calls?
I responded to your phone call. Hang on one second.
That's fine.
What do you mean you responded to my phone call?
I texted you back.
Oh, I haven't gotten a notification.
Yeah.
No notification.
I don't know what's up. Hang on one second. Where is Zoom? What? All the Zoom controls are missing. Hang on. What happened to my Zoom controls? Where is Zoom's controls? There they are.
Who are you talking to?
I'm chatting with people when I'm live streaming. That's what I was texting you. That's why I was not responding. I just muted everything. I think I muted everything. I hope I muted everything.
I don't know. I was on candid camera in the middle of the moon.
Yeah? Well, I mean, yeah. Anyways. Yes. Alright. So, I think that the solution here is what? Do we just check to see if the constant value has a marker on it and just not do something, and constant value dot map j dot get markers dot snow like empty.
Well, markers will very rarely actually be empty.
What? Is it not?
In rewrite tests, it starts out as empty, but if they're parsed with the Gradle or Maven plugin, then you'll get a bunch of metadata markers.
Really interesting.
Things like operating system, Git provenance,
Only on
Java
the-
provenance.
Only on the compilation unit though, right? Not on every single node.
Correct. That is correct.
Right. So this, I just want to know, or I just want to check to see if the search results on it. J.
I think there's a get by type.
Oh, J.
Yeah, markers like a. Is it find type? Find first. And then you can just do search result. Yeah.
Well, that's option dot
because in your case you're wanting to see that it's not present or empty,
Yeah.
depending on which Java version you're trying to target.
Well, the problem is that I'm dealing with two incompatible option types. I'm dealing with optional and option. Which is difficult. There's no conversion that's easy here. That's really unfortunate.
You're just wanting a Boolean to check that it's set, though. Or it's present, right?
I do.
So you just do the markers find first is empty.
Wait.
And then on the outside do is sum. Or
find first what?
Or else false. So find first, search result, is empty, I guess, is the easy way to do it, but and then you would do an or else false on the outside. Because option doesn't care if it's true or false, some will always still flag. So you would want to do an or else false to get the true value, I think.
Yes.
Get one or the other. Functional Java is a pain.
Yeah, it is. Especially when you're trying to interplay the damn things. Am I missing?
So we have an option that contains a Boolean. And really
I'm missing in parentheses. No, wait, I'm not missing in parentheses.
No, I think or else wants an option on the other side.
Oh, it does. It's or some.
Is there a...
It's or some.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, it fixes the test.
Add the marker once.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Alright. I think that gets us... I think that gets us most of what we want. I'm gonna put the... Okay. If the data form knows it... I'm just gonna copy these comments over because they're accurate and useful. Get the variable that's being accessed. Get the assigned values to the variable. If there's assigned values, right. If there are more than one assigned value, if there is more than one assigned value, we can determine which one we're looking for. Get the single value, value of the literal. Hey, hang on, it's not quite right. It's not just if it's a literal. Because what if we have... What if we have an array, constant folding? There's a bar. Oh, there we go. So I want to be able to support this case too.
Yeah.
Are you regularly writing open rare recipes on the regular, or is this a is it a side thing? Is it a full-time thing? Is it a
a little bit of all of it.
All right, fair enough.
Occasionally there's recipes that I need to build up, contributing to the open source world.
Yeah.
And then, as well doing it for fun.
Yeah, that's fun. All right, so that's there, and then I want this to be bar, not Bart. We're not in San Francisco. I know. All right, so we're close. This is not quite right. We want... If it's a var access...
Your other side needs to change a little bit.
I think I just want it to be an expression.
Well, that can also mean that you can get rid of your map.
Yeah, then a var access, just return it. Yep. Yes. Yes. Yeah. All right. Perfect. I think that like underlying all this stuff. I think that this is it. This one. Yeah. This 3. Like find assigned values. Like there's some really annoyingly complicated BS underneath some of these APIs.
Yeah.
Like all this stuff, like it's just hidden. Like the thing that I like about this API is that like ultimately at the end of the day you can just call get variable, get assigned values on it, and you don't need to go and think about all of the complicated, like what is compute variable? Compute variable is this nasty amount of logic, and it's all hidden for you.
Yeah.
And it makes me very happy that I can like do stuff like this and just navigate the tree nicely.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely beneficial.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that continues to bother me about Open Rewrite is that they just don't focus on they don't focus on creating APIs like this to make it easier to do simpler things. Like the APIs remain really, really low level focused on just the just syntax, just the trees. like, you can get so much more lift if you can get stuff like this.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely fair. I mean the retrieval side is a little fun at times, but I mean
Yeah.
the edit side has at least Java template for
Yes.
the J type.
Yes.
But it's a somewhat of a nightmare at times for other types.
Python. Have you been writing Python recipes?
So I've been living in the groovy Gradle world.
Oh no! And is there any template for that?
No, there's not. Not at all.
Why not?
Well, just hasn't been built yet, is the short answer.
That's really annoying.
I'm a little surprised at how much we're able to do with the Java parser, as it is anyway.
Yeah. Wait, are you using the Java parser for Groovy or no?
So we actually use the Groovy parser.
Okay.
Groovy is such an interesting language in their AST compiler.
Yes.
In that there are a lot of cases where the AST that's given back is missing large amounts of information. And it's because Groovy does dynamic dispatch at runtime. So it'll just figure it out on the fly.
Yeah. You gotta, yeah. I've looked at compiled Groovy code, and it's a bunch of reflection. Right? Like, under the hood.
Yeah. Or invoke dynamic if you want to put that option on.
I worked with Cedric Shampoo.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know Cedric?
Yes.
Yeah. And it's just, I was like, I remember sitting down and meeting him the first time, and I'm like, he's like, yeah, I wrote the static compiler for Groovy, and I'm like, what now? Like,
yeah.
The people that worked at Gradle were so smart. Like, compiler engineers, like, they spent their time in build tooling. Like, that was just their, test JUnit 4, JUnit 5, Mark Phillip. Like, it's just the people there had written code that so many people rely upon every single day for just compilers and just underlying tooling for all this stuff. And it's just very impressive. And I got to call them my coworkers, and I felt honored. Oh, right. Why is Veraccess changed? What did I change in Veraccess? Oh, it was a comment. Or uncountable noun with an article. In other words, it is a variable access that does not occur at the destination of a simple assignment. What? I don't think that makes sense. It is variable access? It is variable access. No, it is a variable access. It's not an variable access. It's a variable access that does not occur at the destination of a simple assignment. Did I actually use R values and L values? No, I do. Yeah, I do use L. It's in unit tests. Yeah, you can look at a variable access and determine if it's an L value or an R value. Which is, so you know how identifiers, right? Like they can appear on the left or the right. Shannon?
Yeah, sorry. I might go on.
No, you're good. So you know how you like have you can have identifiers on the left or the right side of the equality side? Var access, if you wrap the identifier in var access, you can very quickly determine if this is an L value or an R value.
Gotcha.
Which is really how I think I actually used. No, I used this in. Did I use this in data flow analysis or did I not? Yeah, forward flow. Yeah. The identifier is a variable access, but it's only a variable access if it's an R value. So I'm using
Gotcha.
because like that was one of the things that really irked me about identifiers. Like, how do you know if this identifier is on the left side of the assignment or the right side of the assignment? Like, you can't. And like, it could also be a method access. So that's the other thing that I've done with identifier. Like, that's the other thing. Like, variable access is always a variable access. Method invocation is always a method invocation. It's never the identifier for the method invocation. It's just like, and then you can what is like method invocation. Method access. Get simple name, right? You want the simple name of the method access? Get the simple name of it. Get its arguments, right there. Match is an invocation matcher. Yeah. Call is. I think that's the equivalent. It's the equivalent of method invocation. The other thing that I'd love to do is I'd love to take all this stuff and make it so that it works for Python and all those other languages. Yeah, that's one of the big like lifts that I need to spend some time on. Is what method reference is not in. Oh, a call. A method reference is also a call. I guess? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Anyways, alright, so I want to merge git stash dash uk, git status, git date constant folding. It's not quite constant folding. It's like close. Constant folding would be like solving for strings, which is also something that I want to be able to do too. Like compile time, be able to determine what compile time constants are. But I want to return the expression itself. The The other thing that I wanted for I wanted something like this. Find public static option cursor. Find cursor for tree. There's not like a generic. There's not a generic visitor that visits every single element in every. There's no like. There's no way to visit. Is there a way to... Okay. I'm like trying... what am I trying to ask? I would like a way to visit every single element of a tree, no matter what the tree is. If it's a J, a G, an S, whatever.
You want to visit every element of the tree.
No matter what the tree's root is.
Okay, there's a visit method on Tree Visitor.
Tree.
So you would just, there's a element type.
So this will visit no matter what it is.
The
Pre-visit?
Yeah, your pre-visit, your post-visit, and your visit, I believe.
Will always work no matter what the tree is.
No matter what the tree is, yeah.
Oh, well, that's kind of nice.
Now, if you want to visit every element, there's a couple of more visit methods that generically touch the other elements.
Yeah. If I want to get the root element, I want to, or the root, child of root. I'm gonna get the thing direct. I want to get the, no matter what the thing is. It's always, it's not always gonna be a compilation unit, is it? It's a source file, right?
Source file and tree are generally the top two types that are consistent. Compilation unit wouldn't be true for things like properties or YAML. It would only be true for programmatic file types.
Right. My goal is to be able to just give you, like, okay, like I don't care what the tree is. I don't care what the cursor is. Just always get me the cursor for this tree, assuming some start. Like, I just want a cursor that wraps that thing. So the use case being like, let's see. So I'm creating a new cursor here, right? Get arguments.
Mm-hmm.
I know that it's always going to be the sub thing of this parent cursor. But sometimes you don't want to have to create this new cursor. You just want to, I have this E I have some parent cursor that's from somewhere, right? Just give me a cursor that wraps this thing. That is the right place in the tree without me needing to call new cursor, new cursor, new cursor, new cursor, new cursor. Right? It's kind of the lazy person's new cursor.
Yeah.
Method invocation cursor. Maybe this is a bad solution. Maybe it's like am I adding more expense than I need to?
I mean, usually the cursor is going to be pointed to the thing that you're on, and that's where you're trying to enact change.
Right, but the cursor is the thing that lets you navigate the tree to figure out what the dang thing is. Maybe I need a use case for this first.
Yeah, that would probably help. Just a bit.
Maybe, yeah, I'm like wondering if I should not write this API until I have it. I mean, my idea was pre-visit, you know, and then if tree. Wow. If t is scope tree. Return the cursor for it, yada 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 yada. Like, you know, get cursor, and then you've got the correct cursor at that point. That's gonna have the entire parent relationship accurate. Like, one of the things that I always am concerned about when I'm creating my own cursors is that I'm gonna do it wrong, and then I'm gonna create an invalid parent tree relationship.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I don't know. Maybe I should not do that right now. But it was something that I've been thinking about. Like, if you think of a case where it's useful, I'm happy to write the utility for it.
Yeah. I haven't yet, if I'm being honest. But all of my cases have been really, I want to modify the thing that's right in front of me. And I know that I need to modify it.
Right.
I don't really have to look up and around and where am I contextually.
Yeah, I'm often, I mean, with data flow and control flow analysis and all that stuff, I'm often running into these. Like, find callable block cursor. If I'm trying to get the cursor for the callable. What is this? Yeah, this is, I'm trying to find, for any given start place, I don't care where it is, go find the method, go find the callable block cursor. That's for control flow. Control flow needs to start always at the, control flow starts at the callable.
Yeah.
Right. So then I walk up for the block. Oh, well, actually, no, it's the body. Yeah, so if it's a static or init block, then it's that. Or it's the method declaration. I have to step down a block and then go back up one. Oh my god, I'm like remembering some of this pain that I struggled through when I did this originally. Alright. Oh, I also need to run license format. Licensing formatting. Constant fold. I should throw incubating on this thing. What is the current release version of this library? This,
If you want the short way, just do git tag.
Oh.
Should be the 231, 232 would be the next, or 240 would be the next.
Is it 240 is the next version?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know that what they're doing next?
So they use the Nebula release plugin.
Yep.
Which by default bumps minor version for the next snapshot.
So how do you know it's not going to be 3.2? 2.3.2.
So that's a little bit of a variable part. Yeah. If they happen to do a patch release, that's where things get off. But
good guess is to be that they're going to do it 2.4.0, whatever.
Yeah. It's usually that they're just going to go straight to 2.4.0. Patch releases generally, so far they've been basically checking out off of the tag and adding a commit there, then merging it back in.
Yeah.
So then it's still, kind of semantically stays the same. But
yeah, one of the things that so is the Nebula plugin reliant upon Git? Is it looking?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
It just does a git tag and sorts the tag results and then picks the version from there.
Interesting.
There's a couple of mechanisms in there as well to do it based on the current branch name as well. Or using the last tag in the list rather than bumping to the next suspected version.
That's very helpful.
That's how the release flow works today. Is they actually push a tag and it just says, all right, do a build based on the last release. The last tag.
I have a new constant fold utility. I'm wondering if I should make, so sometimes I have a data flow node. Already. Is there any value in fine constant expression version for data flow? No, probably not. Well, if I run into one, I can go at it later. They're gonna flag this for not having the document example on it somewhere, even though it doesn't make any sense to document an example.
A doc example is not required.
It's not required, but the what? I agree it's not required, but the automated tooling that they have will complain at you if you they've got that new diff generator bot thing.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So, all right, I've got a question for you. When are you generating pull requests or are you committing?
It depends. But I try to be contextual about it. So if I'm wanting somebody to actually review it, I'll do a pull request. But there's occasionally where I'm just fixing something where it's really straightforward and obvious, and I'll just do a direct commit.
What do you One of the things that always confused me is, like, it doesn't seem like... So Modern and Open Rewrite don't have the ability to do campaign, or, like, they don't... Like, when you create a diff, right, with the recipe, there's no standardized pull request body, right? You've got to write that yourself every time.
That's depending on how you're doing the commit. Yeah, I mean, if you're doing it through the API and you're doing each one individually, then yeah, you've kind of got to write the commit body yourself. On the Modern UI, you just fill it in once and they reuse the content.
Do they?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. They reuse the content for every pull request you're creating, or is it per recipe?
For every pull request as part of that recipe commit.
Okay. Well, sorry, for every pull request, right. But, so they reuse it, and they remember it, so if you, like, you know, create a pull request...
Oh, gotcha. So between two independent commit jobs...
Yes.
You do have to re-enter it, yes.
Right. So...
Does not contextually remember that.
Right.
No.
So, one of the things that, like, I've been thinking about, at least for security recipes, right, is that you probably want a standardized pull request message. Right? That you, as the engineer creating the pull request, like, you don't want to have to remember that, and you wouldn't want to... I don't know, you tell me, because you're kind of more the user. Like, if you wanted Dependabot sort of functionality for your security vulnerabilities with Modern and Open Rewrite, would you want to control the body of the pull request independently, or would you want something that's been pre-canned and pre-vetted that accurately describes the vulnerability that has been created by the, you know, like, yeah, I think that summarizes the question, and if it's not clear, ask me to clarify.
Yeah. Well, so for, like, a security tool, the more information that can be conveyed, the better, right?
Right.
Because your primary user at that context is going to be somebody who's more than likely not a security expert.
Right.
So there is some, like, standard responses that I think do make sense. Some that come to mind are, like, the RSpec style, where they show you how that code is non-compliant.
Right.
A variation that is compliant.
Right.
And then, you know, why.
Right.
And that's pretty beneficial, I think, at least.
Yes. I'm just writing this down. Security PRs. RSpec. That's the commit
That's the Sonar source.
Oh, okay. Are you using Sonar Source?
I do, yeah.
Are you using their autofix stuff or no?
No, we happen to be using static code analysis with Modern's stuff.
Right.
Just because it's convenient.
They do offer autofix though, just not great, right? Or is it?
I can't remember if Sonar Source does or not.
They have some recipes that have autofix built into them, but not many.
Yeah. I know, at least in Sonar Cube, or paid for or open source, like, it's just detection.
Yeah.
That's not to say that they don't have another product in their suite that does something more. But a lot of these tools, and even, you get into things like Dependabot, and they're all just doing find and replace.
Right.
Crazy
Right.
regular expression.
Yeah.
Do magic.
Yeah. So there's a couple of other organizations that are doing differently. There's Pixie, and then there's actually, so what I've been doing currently, Pixie has a set of vulnerabilities that they've written remediations for, and they're licensed as their code mods are AGPL licensed. I've been chatting, or I've been looking through their stuff, and not like I've been using, because they've already pre-vetted set of vulnerabilities that are good candidates for autofix. I've been turning those recipes without copying their code, right? I've been turning those recipes into open rewrite recipes.
Gotcha.
Right? And the goal that I kind of have is, I think I can create functional parity with the set of stuff that they're doing. Now they also have pull request messaging that they'll also attach to those pull requests, or to those recipes, and their entire user interface is basically a GET pull request. Like, they're not relying upon, they're not really heavily reliant upon their own SaaS besides driving the pull request generation. And I don't know, like, so when you get security vulnerability alerts from your SaaS tooling, are your engineers having to manually fix them? Do you have a bunch of backlog of SaaS alerts that, like, you haven't touched or need to touch or need to deal with, but, like, haven't been dealt with because they're just, like, low or medium or whatever, and, like, there's just so many of them that, like, nobody's got the time to deal with them?
There's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
A lot of the security tooling that I have experience with, the auto fix support is really just find and replace.
Right.
Which then means that it's not taking into account anything about the ecosystem. So, whether it's, hey, I just need to bump a Gradle dependency version, it's not taking into account, like, Gradle dependency constraints, or, what repositories, can I pull from, and, that sort of thing. It just kind of forcibly says, here's a version.
Right.
Which means that in a lot of cases it's not accurate. I mean, it gets the job done, but not in a accurate way.
So, where's the biggest pain in that experience then? Like, do you have is the biggest pain, like, is there a bunch of risk that's hanging out there that's not being taken care of, or is it kind of a managed, like, accepted risk at this point?
Let me ask you a side question really quick. Are you still streaming?
I will stop streaming